I'll show you everything quickly as we go through this. We have other closets upstairs where we keep toiletries and other items, and then we have our basic pantry, our day-to-day pantry that we use. We don't even come down to this pantry every day because it's sort of where we shop from, and it's not something that we need day to day. So we'll start off with this cart, and I would like to say that this food, we are currently stationed in Canada, but this food is mostly from the United States. So you'll see some labels that are Canadian and some that are U.S. food items. This cart has breakables on it that I don't want on the shelves where the kids can grab them. We have salt and sauces, anything glass goes on this cart. I'm just going to roll it out of here, which is what I normally do. So we are going to start over here. All of these jars, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 cases of mason jars. And these jars all have different things in them. Cornmeal, cocoa powder. These look like sugar. We do have a 5-gallon bucket of sugar upstairs, and this was the extra that didn't fit in there. Wheat germ, rolled oats, there's pasta and rice, all different types of pasta, and that looks like some more rice back there. Coming over here, this is a case of shredded coconut that we haven't gotten into yet. We also have our coffee over here, a case of tuna, and this is actually mayonnaise. These are 4-ounce mayonnaise packets that I buy online. They cost just a little over $1 each. We go through very little mayonnaise, so that's the best way for us to buy it. We have cases of pineapple chunks. These are tall jars. There's 8 23-ounce jars in here. And then as far as canned goods, case of ketchup from the U.S. And these are the red bottles that they would normally have in a restaurant. I think we paid all of $12 for this case, including shipping. And then we have soup. This soup, you can tell from the French, the English and French label, that this soup is from Canada. This was purchased here in Manitoba. And then we have cases of canned tomatoes. Some are diced, some are sauce, some are crushed. There's all different ones here. Some pie filling. We have a lot of it in here and we're not really using it. Some of our kids like to make crumbles out of the canned pie filling, oatmeal, cinnamon, sugar, and butter for the topping, and it makes a really quick, easy dessert that even little kids can make. These 3 cases are canned pumpkin. We use a lot of canned pumpkin and we use it year-round. It's a really versatile food. Down here we have canned pasta sauce, which I got when I couldn't get any other pasta sauce, and it's not my favorite. I much prefer the kind that's in glass, but this will do in a pinch. And way down there, this is actually canned bread. We live in a rural part of Manitoba, and we have some canned bread on hand in case the power goes out, there's a blizzard, who knows what. So we keep some canned bread around. It's a very interesting food. I should do another video on it. We actually have another case of it up here. We haven't opened the cases. It's a brown bread. It's a soft brown bread, and it comes out like cranberry sauce does. And you just slice it into rounds, and you can eat it as sandwiches. This is citric acid. That's for canning. baking soda. Let's see what's back there. And canned pineapple, and then underneath that is actually canned meat. Let's see, we have one up here. They look like this. This is ground beef. There's canned turkey chunks back there. And we use the canned meat very infrequently, but it does work great when you need something fast. Moving down here, sorry for the shaking. I'm trying to do a whole bunch of things at once. So down here we have, a lot of people ask me this question, if I buy food in these large cans. These are called number 10 cans. Generally, I don't. I have these mandarin oranges because I got a good deal on them. They were $4 or $5 for the whole can, which is, I believe they're almost a gallon. These are usually about 105 ounces or so. So it's 6 pounds, 10 ounces. About half of that will be the juice. I try very hard to buy canned fruit in juice rather than canned fruit in syrup, although sometimes that's just what I can get. We have some pizza sauce here. This is more canned pineapple. We have lots and lots of canned pineapple. The kids can sit down and eat 4 or 5 cans of mandarin oranges or pineapple as a snack in one sitting. Here is some peach pie filling, and these are canned blueberries. These are just blueberries canned in juice. It's something that you'd use in a pastry or something like that if we didn't have any frozen ones on hand. Canned potatoes. Canned potatoes are an interesting thing. I never actually used them until pretty recently when we had trouble getting regular potatoes. And these are whole ones. Most of the ones I have are diced. I actually have a whole stack of diced ones here. So the canned potatoes, you just cook them in a pan with some butter. They cook up nicely, and they are a really easy side dish. You do need to rinse them or they're kind of salty. Way back there you can see Product of Canada on that one. That one is actually corn, and underneath there's a bunch of cases of canned peas. We don't eat a lot of canned vegetables, but again, we live in a rural area, and it's something that we have on hand in case we need it. Over here is the applesauce section. Our kids eat a lot of applesauce. One of these big jars, these are from the US, one of these I believe is 46 ounces. They'll eat one of these as a snack, even sometimes more than one. Some of these are cinnamon, some are regular, most are unsweetened. This is an old popcorn jug that's full of rice now from a big container. We have vinegar, peanut oil, 3 gallons of peanut oil right now. We have popcorn. There's distilled water back there. That's actually for making soap with. Behind the diced potatoes, it looks like more diced potatoes actually. I have more of that than I thought that I did. Over here, this is a shelf that we added. Again, this is a rental house, so we didn't design this pantry, and we're just using it for the time being and making the most of it. This is a marinade and sauce. These are some Ziploc bags that actually should not be there. These big boxes here, there's one back there. Sorry, let me try and get this a little more stable. There's one here and one back there, and these big boxes have canned chicken in them. Canned chicken is one of those things that we use on a regular basis, the way we also use canned tuna. This is for my friend. I need to bring that to her. I forgot about it. So yeah, canned tuna and canned chicken can be used interchangeably in a lot of things. You can just mix it with mayonnaise as like a chicken salad. You can use it if you don't have quite enough meat, like you're making a homemade chicken pot pie. You don't have quite enough meat, you can add a can of chicken to bulk it out a little bit. We have a lot of various types of canned fruit. Fruit cocktail, and you'll see like here is fruit cocktail Del Monte fruit cocktail from the United States. Let me change my light a little bit so this gets a little better. We have fruit cocktail from the United States here, and then this is the same exact product, but this is the Canadian version, and the Canadian version is a little chunkier. They look to be about the same. This can's a little bit taller, but it does have a pull top. This one's 15 ounces. This one's 398 milliliters. There's a bunch of Canadian canned fruit back there. We have barbecue sauce, pineapple juice, lots of evaporated milk. I use evaporated milk in cooking a lot because we go through about a gallon of milk a day, and it's difficult to have enough milk on hand to use it both for drinking in cereal as well as using it for things like things like baking, pudding if the kids, on the rare occasions the kids want pudding. So I have to be able to stretch it. Milk is a big issue here. The closest store is a 30-minute drive one way. The closest store with good prices is more like 40 to 45 minutes depending on the traffic. So I'll use the evaporated milk for cooking in order to make the regular milk last a bit longer. If we're getting low on milk, I will use the evaporated milk to stretch a gallon of milk. I'll wait till the milk has been used about a third to halfway down. I'll add a can of this and a can of water, turn it over a few times to combine it, and there you go. That's all you have to do to get some, to stretch that milk out. We also keep some shelf-stable milk. This is UHT milk, which stands for ultra high temperature. UHT milk is shelf-stable, usually for at least a year, and it tastes just like regular milk. It has a little bit of a cooked flavor compared to regular milk because it's brought to a higher temperature, but nobody seems to mind it, at least in our house. And then we have some oddball things, olives and salt, some more pumpkin and more soup. Way up here behind the tea, there's more pineapple, there's some nuts. We have whole powdered milk, which is a fallback in case we run out of other types of milk. I buy real salt. This is our regular day-to-day salt, and I buy that in 10-pound buckets. Powdered peanut butter, baking powder, cocoa powder. I found a good sale on vanilla extract for $25, which used to be outrageous, but now that's pretty much the common price for it. Now I'm going to move my light again and get the top shelf. So way up there, those are just some more containers of oatmeal and things like that. We have several containers of pretzels. There's more canned goods, canned coconut milk, canned corn, some coffee, and then we have a whole bunch of diapers. And I get diapers at good prices and throw them down here until we use them. I try to stay a size ahead. So we're just getting into size 4 with our youngest, and we have, I think, about 5 of them, and we use at least a box every 3 weeks or so. And we'll just finish up the top shelf here. There's some crackers, cauliflower rice, some more salt, canned carrots, pretzels, and pineapple. So these, people also ask me about this, if I keep emergency food storage. These cans are more, everyone just likes the canned strawberries, or the freeze-dried strawberries, so I buy the big cans of them. And then the egg powder, I have a couple cans of those just in case we run out of eggs. Eggs here in Canada are very expensive compared to what they are in the US. They run about $4 a dozen right now. And in US dollars, that's about $3 a dozen. But that's still pretty expensive for eggs. these work out to a little bit less, and I have them on the shelf if I can't get to where I can buy eggs. So the center shelf, these are lots of miscellaneous things. I have a whole bunch of fruit cups back here. I want to see if the light will follow me. So this is Gatorade. I keep it in the box because the kids will grab it and drink it. It's the powdered kind that makes several gallons, so if everyone's sick, has a stomach flu, I can make that up to help rehydrate everyone. These are foil muffin cups. These are a whole bunch of little 4-ounce fruit cups for school lunches. And these are canning lids. This is my stash of canning lids from last year. And more coffee. Let's see. This is the tuna. So all those boxes that have canned chicken, most of it is this brand. It's the Costco one. This is from Canada. This is a Canadian one. We do have some American ones. If we're all eating this like as chicken salad or just put on a green salad, we'll use about 3 cans of it at one time. We have a bunch of tuna. This is more chicken actually. And we have a whole bunch of tuna. I think there's a full case of tuna under there, which would be 48 cans. Here's the case of tuna. We have 48 cans and then some spare cans. I don't really know why we have pouches. I don't normally buy those. Barbecue sauce, pretzel salt, all kinds of jam. I do buy these in the US. And this is the oil section. We have a whole bunch of coconut oil, 1 jar of mayonnaise that I don't think is good anymore. I think I need to throw that out. Vegetable oil down there. These packets of coconut oil are really good if you don't use a lot of coconut oil. These work well. There's bird's custard. So this is an ingredient in a Canadian dish called Nanaimo bars, and it makes the custard layer, and it's this specific custard powder that's used for that. And salad dressing. A lot of these things were just sort of set here. There's a 5-pound container of baking powder, which is a funny story. I thought I was ordering a 0.5-pound container, and when it arrived, big surprise for me, it was 5 full pounds of baking powder. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use it before it goes off, but hopefully we can get through most of it. We have collagen peptides. We have a couple big containers of collagen peptides. I use these in smoothies to up the protein content. And this is how peanut butter, so both of these, this is how peanut butter, the most common brand of peanut butter looks in Canada. They sell, these are both large jars, a 1 and 2 kilogram jar. And I really like this. I'm going to be disappointed when we move back to the US and don't have Kraft peanut butter anymore. Coconut chips. These are something that I use. These are big. These aren't like shredded. They're like big flakes of coconut, big flat flakes. And I mix those with honey and bake them, kind of toast them in the oven, and they're like these nice sweet chips that you can snack on. There's taco seasoning, lemon juice, more bags. I do keep Crisco on hand. My favorite banana bread recipe uses Crisco, and I make banana bread 4 loaves at a time when we have spare bananas. This is cream. I haven't seen this in the US. I don't know if it's a product that exists there, but this is basically heavy cream in a can. It's 25% milk fat. And you know, we can take this out if we want a little bit of whipped cream or something. And the nice thing is that it's not like a can of whipped cream in the refrigerator where the kids are going to grab it and eat it, and then when I go to use it, there's none left, which, let's face it, that happens. We have bouillon, tamari sauce. We eat this instead of soy sauce. It is soy sauce, but it's actually made with soy. Regular soy sauce is made with wheat. And more ketchup. one of the kids' favorite sauces. We buy this in the United States. I haven't seen it in Canada. So we stock up there. We have a big jug of maple syrup. This is half a gallon of maple syrup. That bread, some more parchment paper, and more pie fillings. And these are food and bread bags. These are just like a really simple non-Ziploc bag that we can use. Instead of using up a Ziploc bag, they use a lot less plastic for each one. So that is my big deep pantry downstairs. So we're going to go over to where I keep a few other items, and then we're going to go upstairs to the regular pantry.